Hey there, and welcome to a Halo action figure review video. This will be the first of many action figure reviews that I do on this brand new Halo series on this channel. So today we're going to take a look at Master Chief. He will be the first 4-inch action figure review that I do. Well, actually they advertise it as 3.75 inch, but I kind of say 4-inch just because I'm getting used to saying that now. So here he is, Master Chief. It says down here in the bottom left corner, Series 1. He comes with an assault rifle, and on the right side of the package, it indicates what this outfit, what this version of the armor is from, and it's from the upcoming Halo Infinite game. And so there's a few things in there, and we'll get to the innards of the package here in just a moment. I'm going to flip the package around so you can see the back. Notice that there's really not much there. Just a really cool piece of action art with the word Halo up at the top. So let's get this thing open. I'm very anxious to see what these figures are like. And yeah, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and he is out of the package, and you can see all of his accessories here. He comes with a figure stand, he comes with a game add-on code, he comes with an assault rifle, and of course he comes with his figure. Now this figure was $9.99. I found him at Target, and just so you know where to look, I found this figure, as with all the other Halo 6-inch and 4-inch figures, in the Mega Bloks section. So when you go to the Mega Bloks Lego aisle, when you see the Halo Mega Bloks, these guys were on the shelves in that area. So that's where you want to take a look. Now, these figures are based off of what they're calling a World of Halo scale. Scale as in size. So while this might be like a 3.75 inch or a 4-inch figure, I'm just going to grab a random figure up here that I've got and kind of show you that well, he's not exactly that tall. We'll get more into that later. But based off of, in the game, this character is about 7 feet tall in the armor. So they're basing it off of that. That's why he's taller. He's supposed to be taller than a 6 foot tall person. So that's kind of what's going on here. Everything is going to be in scale proportion based off of what they should be in the Halo game universe. So that's why he's a little bit bigger and taller. Some of the figures will be smaller. They will be more of that 4-inch or 3.75 inch size. So this figure, or the armor of the figure, is based on the upcoming Halo Infinite game. And it's really cool looking. I mean, we flip this thing around. This is a really coolly designed, a really cool designed, neat looking figure. Now I know there's some previous Halo figures that have come out from different companies. I'm not well versed or familiar with any of those. I jumped on this one because of the height, the scale, how close it resembles the G.I. Joe. That's usually why I'll buy an action figure line. If I do outside of G.I. Joe's, I want it to match or do something similar to the 4-inch or 3.75 inch O-ring G.I. Joe figures. So I decided to grab a few of these and see what they were like, because they're similar in height and scale and articulation. So far, I'm quite pleased with these figures. So let's see here real quick. His assault rifle is this thing. Actually, let's take a little bit closer look here at it. We'll see if we can zoom in. Talk my camera into, not zoom in, but focus in. There we go. So there is the assault rifle, and it's pretty cool. This is also based on the Halo Infinite assault rifle design. So it's pretty cool. It's got this, I'm going to use my knife here. It's got the handhold right there, so the hand goes around this and kind of goes through there. It won't go back here at all. It's got the sights up there. It's got the barrel there, and different pieces. It's kind of gray and black. We'll flip this around, and you will see there's a little peg here. Well, behind this figure here, let's go ahead and see if we can focus in on that dude again. Back here, that peg can go on his back. So he can carry the gun around like a backpack back there. That's pretty neat. Want to be careful. This gun, and there goes everything. I knew it was rather fragile over here. I'm going to set this down over there. But be real careful with these weapons. They're a little bendy, if you can see that. The whole thing is a little bendy. So this peg is also a little bendy. So when you push it in, take it out, it may break or it may bend off. I don't know. Just be careful. That could be a fragile piece right there. I'm going to set some things off to the side. So let's take a peek here real quick at the figure stand. So this is a neat looking. It's got some really cool kind of green textures there of like rock and maybe grass. It's a really cool figure stand. It's got 2 pegs on it, so you could put 1 foot there or both feet there, or you could do whatever you want to. They've got these little connectors right there, so you can hook multiple figure stands together. That's really neat. You can set one down and kind of hook some together and lay them out and do some posing or battle scenes or whatever you want to do. That's a really cool. I can't wait to get a second figure open to see how well and what, how they work together. So that's really pretty cool. Just before I started this video, I did measure this figure, and he comes in at about 4.5 inches tall. That kind of gives you a reference of, it's kind of hard to see sometimes. I put Snake Eyes next to him, but he's about 4.5 inches tall. He's about a head taller than the 4-inch action figures. So I think real quick we are going to take a look at this articulation. It's a little different than some of the stuff I've seen, and some of it I like. I actually think some of this articulation's really cool. First off, we're going to start with the head. So I'm going to refocus the camera here real quick. And we're going to wiggle his head. I'm going to try and stay out of the light too. But he's got like a really massive ball joint up here in his neck. It's nothing like I've seen with G.I. Joe. Well, never mind. Let's just take a look at the ball joint, shall we? So it looks like... I actually didn't realize I could take it off this easy. This was a surprise. Let's see if I can focus in, and I like to say zoom when I should say focus. But you can see there's a ball joint that comes down from inside the head. And this is really cool. It's just got a little spot in there where he can go back and forth and then kind of wiggle all over the place. And I like it. That was easy. You can't see what I'm doing there. You can't see what I'm doing. Do not look behind the curtain. Let's focus in now again. But yeah, his head moves around really nice and smooth and well. He can lift his shoulders about that far. He's got these little green armor plates there, so he can't go real high, but his arms will go all the way around. His elbows also will rotate all the way around, and they bend forward. They don't bend back. And that's kind of cool. The way these are designed, they only go that far back. And he's kind of got like almost a permanent little bend here in the elbow. But I do like the fact they only go back so far. You can't just bend them, hyperextend them backwards. His wrists will rotate, and they both have a hinge that goes vertical, up and down like this. Hi, how are you? So that's neat. And these seem to be pretty floppy, pretty easy. Everything that's loose on here still seems to be pretty workable. He's got a slight torso wiggle. Let's see how I can demonstrate that. I mean, it kind of, his little ab, I guess he's a guy in armor. What do you expect? But he doesn't have a lot of movement there. He does back and forth a little bit, and he can rotate a little. But now you're going to have to correct me if you know the answer. I can't get his waist to move. I don't know if his waist should rotate, but it won't. Okay, it does it a little bit. And I don't know, can I pop him apart? There we go, we popped him apart. Let's just tear this figure apart on video, shall we? And let's lose his, oh boy. Well, there we go. The end of the video, folks. Just kidding, hang on. All right, now that I got his waist area, I guess not his waist, but his midsection, we can look at this thing. So it has the capability of rotating, but it doesn't. So I don't know if it's supposed to. maybe mine's tight. It moves a little bit, but it actually doesn't rotate all the way around. We'll slide that back in. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. There we go. This is a dissection of an action figure as well. Welcome to my channel. I like to tear some of these things apart on occasion on accident. So, but I think for what he's in, his armor, I think, he's got some pretty good movement up here. His head helps compensate a lot, and you can still do some pretty cool poses with that. His legs will wiggle around, and he can do things like the splits and so forth. He's got a really cool thigh rotation with this armor that bends up like this and goes around. His thighs aren't even. They go with the armor. So you can kind of see they're sideways. How that works like that. It's kind of cool, the slight direction. Unlike some figures, we'll say, like Fortnite, the thighs don't swivel all the way around. And you know what? As people, our thighs don't swivel all the way around. So I like this motion. This is a realistic motion. He's got double pin in the knees, so he can do really cool things. And last, he's got an ankle hinge up and down, and a really nice rotation there. So he can get into some pretty neat poses if you need him to. See if I can make one up real quick here on camera. I've tried doing that before and it doesn't always work. Sometimes my spur of the moment poses fail miserably because I can't get them to balance. And same thing here, but here, you get the idea. You could get him to do like a cool pose if you need to. So articulation-wise, I actually think this guy's pretty good. Now, one thing I didn't mention is he's heavy. This is a heavy figure. This is not like a little cheap, light plastic thing. This guy has got weight to him. So I think if you get this guy, you're going to be quite pleased with him. Just going to pick on Fortnite here for a second. We got Bone Wasp here. And, when I hold the two, this one's pretty light. This one's heavy. This is a chunky, probably not chunky, but he's got some heft to him. He's a solid feeling figure, besides the fact I tore it apart. Now, one thing I did notice is when you bend his knees, there's like an armor knee plate kind of inside there that will kind of tuck in the leg and hide. So when he bends his knee, it kind of shows up a little bit. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's just kind of neat there. I like that. So the company that makes this is Wicked Cool Toys. They are a Jazzwares company, and so there is no real connection between Fortnite and the Halo figures just because they all make the same figures. It's my understanding that Wicked Cool Toys got the property, started developing these figures before Jazzwares bought them. And Jazzwares is the ones that started developing the Fortnite figures separately. Just happens that they're similar in articulation and size, I would say. Just a coincidence, nothing more. Nothing more to see here. Coincidence is all. All right, but that's it. I think that's all I can need to talk to. I really don't think there's much more to say. He's a really cool figure. He is really neat. I like this guy, and he's a weighty figure. He feels like he's a quality figure. He really does. $9. I suppose you could ask for some more accessories, but he's got a gun, he's got a figure stand, and I guess that's about what most figures come with. If you look at the new G.I. Joe retro figures, they're about $13, and yeah, they've got a bunch of accessories. The Fortnite figure, same company, $10 for a figure, harvesting tool, and that might be about it. So it seems to be about a standard kind of nowadays, is one accessory and figure. All right, so real quick, let me just do this here. I was going to hold up against a couple figures, so that's about what he looks like next to a Fortnite figure. And that's about what he looks like standing up next to a G.I. Joe figure. So that kind of gives you a little basic idea of about how big he is. I will create a future video. I will go through a little bit more of some of the differences besides height of G.I. Joe figures and Halo figures and just kind of look at all that stuff together. But until then, thank you for stopping by and thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful and informative. And, if you've decided to get these things because of this, that's really cool. If not, hey, I'm glad I was able to help out. But if you liked it, please give a thumbs up for me. And if you want to be notified of when more of these types of videos show up, hit that subscribe button and the bell and notification icon, and you will be notified. Again, one more last time, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.